Right, good evening everybody, welcome back to VP4TV, and before we go any further, we've got some important news for you, and we'll just cover that right now. The important news is that I've arranged my second round match in the Virtual Cowboy World Championships. I play Interchange X next Tuesday evening at 11 o'clock, that's half an hour later than the first bloody round, just to keep these Americans happy. And the other matches that are on there are Fast Eddie against Tam on Saturday at 5 PM. I'll be there for that one. Poolaholic Bankster, I probably won't be. But that's the match that I'm gearing up for next Tuesday. So that's the important information out of the way. Now all we have is just a semi-final match between Albinario and Spectredawn to cover. So, well, Cobra played last night. That was his first outing against MC Clarkey. Matt, we know, is a very solid player, but Cowboy's a completely different game. And he didn't really adapt to it, simply because he wasn't scoring enough. And if you're not scoring enough when you've got an innings against quality players, then you ain't going to last long. And that was a real difference between him and Cobra. Although, having said that, you know, Matt did battle it out to get one rack on the board, and it was actually a close call that he could have probably tied it up. So the score is maybe a wee bit more flattering to Cobra than it possibly could have been at the end of it. But anyway, defending champion is through. So we've got two matches left in well, you were average, but your average is good enough. We've got these two matches left. Albinario's just arrived. We've got Fast Eddie is asleep in that tournament room. I checked that earlier on. He's been in there for more than an hour. So somebody needs to toss him out. So Albinario is the wounded animal. He's ended up in the one-loss side. And Spectredawn is the new kid on the block, so to speak, still looking to win his first Virtual World Championship. And of course, to do that, you've got to beat the best. He's going to have to overcome Albinario, and after that, he's then going to have to beat Cobra. So it's a tall order. But that's what you have to do if you're going to be a champion. You've got to step up to the plate and do the business. We know that he's got the ammunition, he's capable of doing it. Albinario, well, he's at Last Chance Saloon, of course, as well. And he will be on his game, or at least he should be. He usually does his best to bounce back. So we'll see what happens. The other news is the room should be going up here, by the way, because it's now the top of the hour. Steve won't be here. He's otherwise engaged. Whatever it is, he's busy. I think he said he might be dropping in to have a look. Welcome to Mark, and welcome everybody else that I've missed. So the room is up. We'll get in straight away. Cloth should be the right colour, and hopefully my audio is coming through okay. You can let me know if there's anything slightly different. I've got something switched on in XSplit Gamecaster. See whether that makes any difference. And I also changed the default processor for Gamecaster as well. It had defaulted to another one. I've got it on NVIDIA. See if that makes any difference, whether it's better or worse. A grass snake. What the hell does that mean? Have I missed something else in the chat again? Right, here we go. We've got Spectredawn on the right side. Anyone using a 6502 mouse for VP? No, is that a Logitech Pro? A G502? That'll be a Logitech, that. Not me. Mine's is older than that, and I'm not using it at the moment anyway. And Spectredawn has won the lag. Oh, I get it now, yeah. A slow worm. They're even less venomous. So Spectredawn breaks off. This is a race to 13, of course. And right off the bat. And a chance on the one for Albinario, but he's got to avoid a bump here. Where this cue ball's going, he might collide with something. He's got to get out into the table. He might be hooked behind the 3 if he does get out into the table. So this is not a certainty. If he's going to cut it the other way, if he's going to cut it to the top right corner, that's his best chance of being able to see this 2 ball rather than cutting this into the side. So is everybody happy with the sound? No doubt you'd have told me already that there was a problem. Well, I presume he played that into the side, and commentator's eye said he would be hooked behind the 3. There you go. And it is a chance now for Spectredawn, but he's got a similar problem. There's narrow gaps to get on that too. Feels no use. My spacebar's playing up my keyboard again, by the way. I think it's because it's full of dirt. I need to actually tip my keyboard upside down and bash it to knock all the crap that's in it. Well, Spectredawn's found himself in trouble. Always a likely thing to happen with the way these balls are laying. So, anything can happen here. Well, that's still cuttable. Cue balls running loose across the rails. Yeah, so I had a practice game of Cowboy earlier this morning, and I got to 90 and I thought, oh, I'll record this and see what happens, see how big a run I can get. Next shot I missed. So that's my highest run in practice there for the Cowboy, a 90. I actually only missed the carom by a millimetre, so I did. that's just a tactical message to any of my prospective opponents, just to let them know that I might not play that often, but I'll tell you, if I get on a run, I'll be dangerous. I mean, if I play like I did against Spudboy, I won't be dangerous to anybody, only in the carams. But I might find my feet at some point. But at 11 o'clock at night, probably a slim chance of that happening. So, Spectredawn, all set to get off and running here. I can't see where this is going wrong. Now he's got to go to the rail and back up into the table. And make sure you're high enough, don't underhit it. I was watching, there's a guy that I don't follow him on YouTube, but they had another big update for No Man's Sky. Another update came out the other day, and usually when there's rumours of an update happening, this guy does some videos. His name's Jason, and his channel's called Jason Plays, and he's one of these American guys, and he's one of these typical streamers where they are, I mean, he says he's really pumped up waiting on an update coming out. He's Mr. Enthusiastic, and there's an awful lot of them boost live streaming. And I thought to myself, if I started doing that sort of shit on my streams, I'm really pumped up for this match, really enthusiastic, really getting excited, I think I would lose what bloody viewers I've got. I think they prefer me just being miserable. I can't be one of these over enthusiastic live streamers so desperate for bloody viewers. They'll do anything to engage people. No, I thought misery from a Scot is acceptable because people understand it. Most Scots are miserable. That's the stereotypical image that a lot of people have. Drunken, miserable bastards, that's what we are. So, Spectredawn with a good start. Albinario with a table that, well, let's just put it this way. It ain't simple from the point of view that 5 ball needs a little tickle into the side pocket at best. Well, that's one area that Albinario could win this, because Albinario's break, for the most part throughout this tournament, has been very solid. He's found something. I never even looked at Spectredawn. Is he still lining up with that piece of wood down the first frame of glass there? I think that's what he's doing, but I never looked this time, but he probably is. Well, there's a bonus. Albinario's, or did he pot that from another ball? I wasn't even paying attention here. Well, anyway, that'll do. Now he's got to get the right line on this 8 ball. It all looks so simple, but you don't want to have to do something really crazy with the cue ball. Now, I don't think, well, that's fine. I mean, he can go forward if he wants to. He can spin it a bit. He can stun it to the rail a bit more and bring it down the left. The only danger is the side pocket if he gets into it too much. And that's perfect. Well, we'll see where Albinario's going to break from. Right, so he's right down the line, pretty much. Slight cut. And that's a thing Albi was doing the other day there. He was getting loads of balls into side pockets. Most of them were getting the left-hand side. That's a 2 ball gone again, but no shot. Now, this is... where can you push this? I mean, if you go down to here, you're going to leave an edge in the 1 from this behind the 4. If you come down this direction, you're not leaving if you're only leaving half of that one, you're not leaving a pot. That might not be a bad place. I don't know whether he deliberately tried to block the 9 ball there in doing that, but again, he's only left a portion of the 1 ball available. Now, this 1 ball needs to go up the table if Spectredawn's playing what I think he's playing here. He's trying to bring the cue ball behind the 4, 5 and 8 here, but this 1 ball has to get up the table and miss stuff if he's going to try that. This could be dangerous. Well, there's, commentator's eye. Now, has he got the line behind the 4? Yes, he has. There was always a danger he was going to bump that 1 ball into a ball. And this might be too close for Spectredawn. In fact, I don't think Spectredawn will ever dare to jump. I think that's not within his repertoire. And the end result's not too bad. Albinario trying to just hide it away there. Now there might be some of this showing. Yes, there is. Now this is. I don't think he can get to that to pot it. No. This is dodgy because the 3 ball's going to keep the 1 ball there. This is delicate, this. Yeah, that's well played. Well played from the point of view that Spectredawn can't see it, but can easily hit it. Well, the pot is now on, or the snooker, whichever he wants to do here. Now, considering where the 3 ball is, Albinario's got to go forward and push out. And that if he bumps the 9 ball, he might bump the 9 ball in the way. He's coming back the way. Yeah, that's not finished too good. I mean, he could have a go at the bank, couldn't he? There was a guy replied to a comment I left on his channel. I can't remember the name of him, but it was. I think there was. I went to the Shooters Pool homepage today, and I think there was a link there for some guy's channel, and the last thing he had streamed was a 10 ball world final that they did on Shooters Pool maybe a month or 2 ago, and he started the live stream of the match, but I just typed in there was no comments in it. I typed in the comments no commentary with a question mark, and then he replied on my channel, tell me he was German and that his English is not that good. But that's the only recent video I could find of anybody doing any streaming on Shooters Pool, I think. And the other thing about if you go to the Shooters Pool website and you trawl around it, there's one of the links that they've got on their homepage that's been, it seems to be a bit illegal. I don't know what it was, but you can't access it anymore. There's a sort of warning thing on it. I don't know what that was about. I didn't stay there long enough to read it. Well, Albinario looks as if he's getting the job done here for a 2-1 lead. And again, pay attention to these side pockets with Albi's break. Oh, Fast Eddie's woke up. How long was you asleep in that room, Eddie? That just tells you what straight pool does for you when Popman's involved. You end up falling asleep. We're wondering when you were going to get tossed out the room. There, another ball into the left side pocket. Just count how many of those tonight that's happening, because the other night Albinario was doing bucket loads of balls into the left side pocket. The odd one went into the right side, but most of them flew into that left side. Now, does this one go? Because the 2 and the 8 have gone, and this one will go. Doesn't need to worry about getting on the 3. And being quite frank, he's got to be out. And this, you've got to watch that this is, I mean, it is off the rail, so you just got to feather this. And you see, that's how difficult it becomes when you're queuing over a ball. It looked that easy to pot the 1. And I think Spectredawn can certainly bump one now. Was that a legal shot? Yes, it was. Well, this is tricky to get away from there. Oh, well, I know what Steve would be saying right now. That's no good. And you'll find out why it's no good in a minute. I'll have a quick drink. That's why it's no good. Has he actually got cover? Oh, he's just got it and no more. Now, Spectredawn fancying to try and jump the edge of this, is he? Yeah, he's having a go at it. Well, at least he didn't foul. Now, Albie's going to try his best to avoid the 9 ball here. I don't know that he can. I mean, if it comes off the 9 ball, it's going to... Well, he's missed it. How's the bump? That's worked out very nice. That was very well played. What do you need to do to gain people's respect? Shut up asking for respect. That'd be a good start. Well, that's not so good, Albie. That is not so good. Now he's checking this up to come down the left side of this 7 ball, I think. Again, very well played. Yeah, that's another good idea, Cobra. Yeah, just get rid of all the accounts. Just stick with semi-pro. Well, Albie got himself in a wee bit of trouble there, but very solidly got himself out of it. And now we've got the daylight. And watch the side pocket again. Well, not this time. The 2 ball tried, but Albie's got a backup plan because something else went. The 6 ball's gone. Oh, no, that's too tight. I don't think he's doing anything with that 1 ball. Let's have a look. Well, he could bank it up and down. I mean, that's a 2-way shot, but he could end up hooked in the 2. No, he did try to squeeze it now. Was that a foul, or did he get that clean? He's going to be hooked anyway. Yeah, he did get it clean. But he might have been better looking in the safety than going all out for the pot. What's happened to Albie's touch? It's pretty damn good. I mean, he's not going to be perfect all the time, but his touch for the most part is excellent. Well, here's the opportunity Spectredawn was waiting on. So it's going to be the 3-5 combo, and it's obviously a must. And importantly, he's going to have control of the table and the break from it. So what sort of punishment is Albinario going to get? Is Spectredawn going to get the break sorted out? Because that's one thing he needs to fix. Well, he's left himself a fraction short in this 4, but I mean, he's heading up into open country, so he's bound to have a sight on the 7. Is that monster still in the room? What a miserable git he is. He says I annoy him in the stream, and I hardly do anything in the stream. What a miserable sour face that guy is there, VP Monster. Well, first objective done there. The mistake from Albinario. Spectredawn pounced back to within 1, and now he's still lining up the same break. He's lining up with that spar down the window frame there, and he's getting the same bloody results. Absolutely nada. Many's that now? Is that 3 dry breaks? Did we say 2 earlier on there? Somebody said 2. So I'd be scratching my head and saying, right, well, I think we need to change something. That's something I haven't had for many a year. A Magnum. So Albinario is going to look to return the favour here. This cue ball needs to just slow up. Well, again, doesn't really need to do a great deal for any sort of position here. He just needs to pot the 2 and let the cue ball run out. Has anyone ever been found cheating in VP4? No. Not apart from Paranoid's semi-pro who was calling Jeff out the other day. Clearly it's nothing to worry about because Steve isn't bothered about it as far as we know. I doubt it. And the deadline's tomorrow, is it not? The deadline for these first round matches. As long as Jose sent a proposal in, that's all that matters. There's nobody been using tracking lines or anything online in this game. That's one thing that hasn't been happening. Oh dear, the yawning started. Well, Albinario's looking good here to redress the balance in terms of taking advantage. This time from Spectre's dry break again. Now, if you look at Albie's stats throughout the tournament, they're probably the best of all that's been in the tournament, and certainly the best of everybody that's left in it now. One Arm Bandit hacked the game. What the hell did One Arm Bandit do? In fact, that's a point. Where the hell is he? Haven't seen him for years. Could be dead now as well, for all we know. Ball into the side again, left side pocket. 2 ball on Albi's previous break. Thought about going into the side but declined. This time it went in, and not only that, he's sitting good in the 1. 3's handy, 4's wide open. He's going to have to track down table here for this 5, and he should be out again. That's the thing about computer games. There's always people out there who are looking for a way to gain the upper hand. That probably all started in first-person shooters. Am I right or am I right? I think that's where all of that crap started. You know, with aim bots and all of this crap. Where you know, people are shooting at people and the bullets are going straight through them, and then you get, you know, people shooting through walls, all of that stuff. And that's another reason why I never ever liked shooter games. I was crap at them to start with anyway, but the problem with sync, especially back in the day, I mean, I was trying to play shooter games when all I had was a 56k connection. That probably didn't help. Right, Jose, what's happening between you and Stubb? Tell us the story. Somebody talk to him in Spanish and ask him that question, because Jose doesn't really understand the Scots language like most other people around the world. So anybody that speaks Spanish, oh, I can believe Wanwa would do that, because he's bloody self-obsessed about that. And we all know that, you know, his rating's false anyway, because he can't back up the numbers. Well, now there's a little bit of a crisis on here for Spectredawn, and watch the side pocket again. Not this time. This time it's dry, and it's not sitting great, but there is a pot on for Spectredawn, but he's going to have to hold the cue ball here to take that 2 in the side, or if he lets it run out a little bit, he'll have a bit of a cut into the side, but the cue ball wants to go away over this direction. That's the problem, and that's why he's giving it a good look. You know, you don't really want to be jacking up to try and hold the cue ball, but if you don't, you're leaking away this direction. Oh, VP Monster's arrived now, and he's still in the bloody room. Good evening. I'm glad he arrived into the stream after I was shouting abuse at him for being in the room. That way he didn't get to hear it. Well, Spectredawn's held the cue ball as suggested, and now he's going to come round behind this 5, 9 and 7 ball. And this is just, I mean, the only crazy thing that can happen here is hooking himself behind the 6, believe it or not. Well, he's bumped to 7. I didn't think he would bump them, but maybe he planned that. I don't know that did he actually need to bump them, but anyway. all's good at the moment. Welcome to Mooncake. Well, this is the important shot, is getting onto this 7 ball, which again is easier said than actually done. Big draw. Oh no, I thought he was gonna do the VP4 escape route. He's trying to get into the tight area. I mean, this is still left it awkward. Again, straight into the middle of the pocket, no messing about. I've never heard of Stalker. Well, is Spectredawn going to change this break up? Or is he determined to stick with it? I think he's determined to stick with it. We'll soon find out. Yeah, he's changing it up. And he's got a ball. In fact, he's got a ball on the side as well. And that 6 ball almost, in fact it has, I think it's almost stuck that 9 ball to the rail. That 9 ball is all but frozen to the rail. So that's going to be tricky. Now here's another question. Is it worthwhile getting to the 5 ball? I mean, you're actually going to pot the 2, and then your next ball is the 5 ball. Is it worth getting below the 5 ball and bumping the 5 into the 6 and that to pot it in the side and try to open this part of the table up? Or do you wait? Because the 6 ball doesn't go in past the 9 really, it's too tight. I mean, it probably will go, but you don't want to try and get delicate on it. You want to try and get below the 5 and bump it into the 9 and pot the 5. I think that's the plan. I think that is very much in the plan here. And he might get lucky, he might actually combo the 9 in the process of this shot. Yeah, and it's all worked out perfect. Commentator's eye. Oh, that's not so perfect. I think it isn't quite as good. Well, in that case, then we'll be looking for this mystery player to be signing up for the Virtual Snooker World Championships then. So all is good at the moment for Spectredawn on his first successful break. Yeah, snooker actually should have been at the same time as the Cowboy one, but the 9-ball World Championships running over long, because obviously it had the most players in it. Right, well, back to within 1. Rack number 10, changing the break up, keeping it the successful one he had last rack, but he's back to dry breaks. And he's going to be in trouble in a minute. Very much in trouble. This is dead easy just to freeze the cue ball and bump that one. He doesn't want to bank the one though. He doesn't want to pot it, he just wants to nail the cue ball onto the 2. No, of course you can't trust the country flag, because I mean you're the prime example of that, monster. Yeah, he's got some bloody Bhutan flag or something, or whatever the hell it was. No, there hasn't been an English Billiard World Championship, Martin. There probably won't be either, because there'll only be 4 people in it. The Behose, that Japan guy, you'd get Monster in it, and what's his name from Canada? He'd be in it as well. That would be the 4 you'd have in the billiard. Maybe Napnicker would maybe decide to get into a tournament for once. That'd be another one, but that would be about it. Well, you know, you'll have noticed on YouTube that all the watch that cue ball, that all the videos from the Rolling Stones concert tour that they've started in the States are appearing on YouTube. Most of the quality's crap, but Mick's still strutting his stuff at 80, whatever the hell he is now. And you've got Ronnie Wood, who looks like a skeleton with a skin, and of course you've got well, this guy's impossible to kill, isn't he? I mean, he's still strumming away. He's like death warmed up and he's still doing it. Keith Richards, he's immortal. Oh yeah, we all need to suffer billiards in very tight pockets. That would really be that. I mean, there'd be probably more excitement in my match with Spud Boy than there would be in that in billiards. That match I had the other night was about as exciting as that. But nevertheless, we've got a game on again now. Spectredawn's back on par. Well, is this where Spectredawn completely turns the match? Because the breaks worked again, although he's got... in fact, that's the 1 ball there, isn't it? I thought it was the 9, that's the 1 that's in the rail. So now he needs to get a decent safety in. And he hasn't got the cover. Albinario's got to be careful with this, that he doesn't overhit it. Or underhit it. And that's exactly what he's done. He has underhit it. You want to see me drunk? Well, Spectredawn went all out for it, knowing that this is going to be likely to happen. Welcome to Chimpy. Albinario, wide open opportunity to regain the lead. That needs to just slow up and he'll have a perfect angle. And that is perfect. Got off the rail though. As soon as you end up on a rail like this, it limits what you're able to do with the cue ball. But I mean, this isn't a difficult shot anyway, so... But in certain occasions, being stuck to the rail does not help your game. Now, I think he's got to go forward here and go behind the 5 and play the 5 down and into the other corner pocket. Yeah, just because of the angle he had there. No, I haven't had... I'll tell you, well, I'll be honest with you. The last time, I can tell you the last time I had Guinness. It was what? Let me work it out. It was when I finished working at Curry's. I gave up my job there because I was being a carer for my mother. So I had what, 5 years? So I'm working it out as being 15 years since I've had Guinness. I haven't been near it. I'm never near a pub now anyway. So I haven't had any alcohol for a good number of years. And certainly not when I was streaming. And I wouldn't pay the prices, to be honest with you, for drink nowadays. I wouldn't go to a pub and pay extortionate prices for drink. It's just a complete rip-off the taxes that we pay in this country for your drink. Complete rip-off. Well, that has to be classed as a big mistake from Albi. Okay, he's got the slender lead. And the 2-ball doesn't go. Now, what's Spectredawn looking at, though? I'm trying to work out what he's looking at here. Is he trying to manufacture something with this 1-ball? I don't know. I can't. Is he trying to play a billiard off the 2 with the 1-ball onto the 9? And he's running out of time here, by the way. No, he is playing the pot now. £3.80 for a pint of Guinness. That's crazy. Imagine I mean, how much does anybody pay in a night out if they're going and they're buying rounds of drink? If you're in a group of people, you must spend upwards of £100. Well, he's not quite got the cover. Spectredawn is going to bring this 2-ball into the middle of the table, or certainly over by the 8-ball if he hits it too hard. And if he doesn't hit it hard enough, he's going to do that. And I don't know whether he's left a shot on. That might go. That's possibly could go in off the 7, although the 7's sort of below the pocket. Maybe not. It's more than likely to hit the knuckle. We'll soon find out whether Albi's going to try and either clip the 2 and billiard the 8 into the 7 into the side, or look at the other option I was talking about. I mean, if he cuts it and it just brushes the 7, it might drop in. Or he's trying to just sneak behind it. That'll work. Now, this is the time you would maybe try a jump, but again, even with a jump cue, I think this is too close. If you had a jump cue, that is. Well, this is not easy. Right over the 3-ball. Dead easy to put unwanted spin in the cue here. Oh, you can't beat a nice chilled Guinness. That's why if I ever went to get one, I'd really enjoy it, because it's been that long since I've had one. I drank a lot more when I was going to the snooker club. Well, it was that awkward. He decided against it, and again, that's not a bad choice as long as you get the cover, which he has done. Well, not difficult to hit the 2. And this might bump behind the 8, not the 8, the 4. Well, pot is on. One thing's for certain, there's no way Albie's going to have an easy 3-ball here at this distance. This 3-ball looks tight, and the cue ball's heading in a not good direction. That 3-ball's frozen to the rail. And he may well be playing a safety here unless he really digs in. You know, when he pots this 2 and it doesn't get in the 3, he'll be playing a safety, but he's going all out for it. Oh, hang on a minute. Well, that'll work. Now, he needs to look at that 3-ball before he shoots it, because it's really tight. Now, I've got a question for you guys. My Panasonic telly, 37-inch telly, I don't know how old it is now, but I've had it for more than 10 years, probably getting on for 15 years. When they say, you know, press the red button, you know, you can go to iPlayer and that, so you need a smart telly for that sort of stuff, don't you? I mean, I used to sell tellies, but I've been out of the trade for that long, I don't know what's new. So, if I'm going to be in the market at some point, I want to be able to watch YouTube on my telly downstairs so I can watch YouTube videos. So do I need a smart TV that has that in it, or do I need another type of telly? It doesn't need to be, what do you call it, super high definition or anything like that, because I don't watch enough telly to justify that, but I said, you know, I would have known all about that, and I haven't kept up to date with the television technology. Well, my Panasonic telly's got a USB socket on it, I know that. And it's also got internet on it, because I've got a cable that goes into it and it's connected to my router. But the stuff that you get in the Panasonic tellies and internet is crap. Aye. So the smart telly, so it has to say that it's a smart television. I need to talk to the guy that I used to work with in Curry's. He'll update me, because I presume he still works in Curry's, but he can't be far off retiring. I mean, I did tell you the story about when I thought my Panasonic telly was breaking down. I thought it was a telly that was breaking down. The telly was cutting out and it was going to standby and starting back up again. And it turned out it was my kettle that was a problem. Hisense, Hisense. They seem to be the cheapest tellies in Curry's online. Is that because they're coming for Korea or something like that? Who? I mean, I'd need to look into the detail to find out who Hisense are, but they sound like a cheapish brand. I've always had Panasonic. LG OLED TVs, they're far too expensive. They're, as far as I can see, they're not worth paying that amount of money. But they are if you're watching DVDs or streaming stuff and all of that thing. But you know, I don't watch telly at all, hardly. So, but the telly's only ever on when I'm sitting in front of it having my dinner or having a coffee before I go to work or before I'm going to bed. It serves no other purpose. I don't sit and watch serials or anything, because I've simply got no time to do it. And I mean, like this afternoon, there you go. I was watching a western on the telly this afternoon. Did I see the end of the western? No, I didn't, because it was Oliver that came on next. Oliver, the movie, with Mark Lester, and I woke up to the opening credits of that. I missed the end of the bloody western I was watching. I don't know how it finished, because I fell asleep in front of the telly. Well, that telly I've got downstairs is a 37-inch. I mean, I could get something a wee bit bigger, but I mean, I don't honestly need anything a wee bit bigger. And I've got no plans to shift a 37-inch telly into this room and have that connected up to my PC. That's far too big. I would just get them to lift it away and scrap it if I got a new one delivered. But as long as my Panasonic telly's still working, I'm just going to keep it. But at some point, I'll be in the market for a new telly. I might have to do a GoFundMe thing to get one though. I would like to watch. I would like to look at some VP4 videos on a big screen telly. Do it. I'll send you Argos vouchers. Yeah, well, put it this way: you need to send quite a lot of Argos vouchers, not something with £2.50 off. Well, back to business here. It's now 8-5 to Albinario. He's threatening to get away, and Spectredawn needs one good shot to be able to play the cut in this 7-ball. Well, he's got there, but the cue ball is going to have to do a fair bit of travelling. This is a big shot. This is easily missed, this shot, simply because you're having to do so much with the cue ball. Big shot. Needs to run. And that's pretty good. Well played. No, I don't think I need anything like a 43. Really, a 40, you know, you go 37, 40, 43, that's getting too big. Yeah, these, what is it you call them, 4K televisions? I wouldn't need one of them, because I've got them and I would have nothing hooked up to it that would give me 4K. So, Spectredawn, the same old story again. He wins the rack, he breaks, he comes up dry. Albinario's got a teaser here with this 1-ball, which no doubt he'll be playing the cut on, and he's looking to not hook himself so he can play the combo in the 2-5. I mean, the 37-inch telly, I'm sitting like 3 foot from it. And that looks, well, the cue ball could have done with bumping the 6 there. Maybe that was part of the plan, but he's still reasonably good. Now he's got to hope that this 2-ball hits that 5 in good line, because it could leak away, the 2-ball. And it's held its position. That's well done. The only thing is he's just slightly the wrong side now. Does he want to try and sneak behind the 7 here, or is he going to try and stun it hard and come off the rail and get out the table far enough? We'll find out. Yeah, he's trying to stun it hard and he's played it well. apart from the fact he's a wee bit short, but he shouldn't have any problem here. Loads of room to get on the 4. I'll have a quick drink. So for the benefit of any new viewers, any latecomers, this is the semi-final match in the virtual 9-ball World Championships. We've got Cobra from the UK lying in wait in the final. And we have these two guys battling it out to see who's going to meet him. Albinario with the best record in virtual pool over the years, the most major tournament wins, and one of the hardest players to beat. I know from experience, it might have been a long while ago, but I do know from experience. And Albinario is going to protect his lead. Again, just got to be careful with the 9, because again it looks tight. Got to hit it flush. Well, it will get daunting looking if Albinario can get this rack on the board and get to double figures. It then suddenly becomes a major task for Spectredawn. Well, we've seen enough of them, cold as pillow. And Cobra's sitting there with his fingers crossed, hoping that Spectredawn can get rid of Albinario, because Cobra doesn't want to see Albinario again if he can help it. He'll tell you that. Well, Albi's break has given him the 6 and 7, but that's about it. Now, does this 4-ball bank up past the 3? That would be a crazy shot. I don't think it does, because I think it's running into the back of the 8. That was a silly commentator's idea there. Well, he hasn't got enough of that cover. There, I told you. Now he's trying to maybe get enough of this to nick in behind the 4 and 8 here. This is tricky. No, he isn't. He's trying to run up the country. Well, that's no good. It's no good, I'm afraid. Because Albinario can have a go at this. It's a thin cut, but with the 4-ball being where it is, Albi can have a free go at this. And certainly bring the cue ball up in the direction of the 2-ball. And if he can't get the cue ball off the 3 to bump the 4 and 8, he can certainly play a decent safety. Well, again, he can cut it back. Now, this cue ball, let's have a look at the line. Is he going to do something crazy here? He could possibly do something crazy, but he's got to focus in the pot more than anything else. I think he'd have to maybe try and do a bit too much of the cue ball to try and run into this 4 and 8, and I think the side pocket might be in the way. This is dangerous, this shot. Well, he's got to be 100% committed to whatever it is he's doing. I think he has to focus in the pot rather than trying to break this 4 and 8 out, because I do think the side pocket's in the way if he was going to try and do something like that. And that's why he's jacking up. Yeah. He jacked up to purposely avoid running near that side pocket. Okay, he's not in the 3, but he's in control of the table. That's too heavy, is it? Or is it perfect? Oh, it's perfect, I think. Oh, no, it isn't. No, it's not. He's bumped to 5 and he's left the 3 open. Well, I don't know whether there's, well, I was about to say, I don't think there's any value in actually trying to bank the 3, but he's given Albi a free go at trying to get this right second time on this 5-ball. Got to hit this feather edge thin. And that's a better line again. And this time, you know, if Albinario's had one go at it, why give him a second go? He's only going to get it right the second time. So now Cobra, what am I saying Cobra for? Spectredawn. He's missed a hit. Oh, there's a disaster. That's a complete disaster. That's what you don't want to do. Oh, that is virtual suicide you've just watched there. You've witnessed that. Not only has he missed the 3, he's broke out the 4 and the 8. A complete failure. And now the scoreboard does look ugly if you're in Spectredawn's corner, or it's about to. And am I right in saying that the last big tournament, the 10-ball World Championship, was Albinario and Spectredawn in the final? Well, it's looking like no dice with Albinario Spectredawn. It's looking like that at the moment. Well, this isn't over this rack. This angle in the 5 ball's not ideal. I think he can avoid the 9. If he can, he's fine. He's just got to avoid scratching or anything like that, and that's pretty good. Well, got to keep the line in this cue ball up and down, or just hit it soft, baby it like that, whatever he's happy with. But it's double figures, and it's a 4 rack lead, and it's a tall order for Spectredawn. Well, balls were racing to get into the left side pocket. None of them made it, but something made it into the right side. And what's more, I'll be sitting nicely on the 1. I say nicely, he's got to nip back off that 1 to miss the 2 and get out into the table. And again, gentle touch. Well, he wouldn't do any harm if he just bumped the 8 ball here. Has he got an angle to bump the 8 ball? Yes, he has if he wants. Ideally, he wants a little angle though on this 3. And that's what you call a little angle. Well, we know where things haven't worked for Spectredawn, and it's such an important part of the game, and that's the break. The Spectredawn break hasn't kicked in at all match, and that's why he's 4 racks behind. He's not had any sort of run. He's not been able to build up any momentum, and he's only had the odd little success in the break and not been able to follow it up. This doesn't want to go straight, and that will do. Well, he can run forward, let it open out, or he can stop it and just leave the 9 up into the top right, whichever he feels is the simplest shot. But he's bumped it right out for the side. So Albinario is going to be 2 away. Well, I'm okay Saturday, Sunday, as long as it's like 7 o'clock. That way I can do the final and get to bed and get up to work the next day. Anyway, good night, Cobra. I won't be far behind you, just warm up my side of the bed. Well, it could be that Spectredawn's frozen out the rest of this match. Albinario, we all knew that he was going to more than likely have the... Yeah, it was 21-16 to Alba. I knew the two of them were playing in that final, yeah. And of course, Albi... Was it not the same situation? Did Albi have to come through from the one-loss side in that tournament, or did he go all the way in it? That's the only bit I don't know, but either way, Spectredawn will be glad to see the back of him, but unfortunately, it'll be the back door for Spectredawn the way this is going. So he's got himself straight on the 4. He can just stop it there and leave the angle. Now again, the only way this goes wrong is hooking yourself behind the 9. And he's going to maybe run this 2, possibly 3 rails, unless he's trying to dig back the way. It'd be dangerous to try that. 1 or 2 rails will do. And he's well away from the 9. And I think he can stun this and stun up the table. Yes, he can. Yeah, he came from the loser's side in that as well. There you go. That's why he's so damn bloody hard to beat. You might beat him once, but to beat him twice in a tournament, you've got to be on your game, or he's really got to be off his game. And Albinario's on the brink. And again, 8 ball into the side. Is the path going to open up for the 1 ball? Not quite. The 5 ball has come to Spectredawn's rescue. But now, that 3 ball is a bit of a hindrance for the safety, because you can only see partially a bit of the 1, and the line you want the cue ball to go is going towards that 3. So he might have to take evasive action here and just try and stay there and use those sides, the 2 and 4. Now, is there a gap? I think there is. The only thing is he wants to get that 1 ball out towards the 4 and 2. Where's the cue ball going? Oh, here he goes. Here he's in the room. It's amazing how long Stubbs been out of this tournament, isn't it? He went with the rest of the also-rans at the beginning. That's the worst performance Stubbs ever had in a Virtual World Championship. Especially when it's his main game, when it's 9 ball, and he's long gone. You know, what was he, 2nd round? And he was gone. Well, 1 ball goes in. It's going to have to be the 2-6, which is lined pretty good. He's got to make sure he gets past the 4, obviously, so he can see the 2. Well, he should be good to go here. Well, is this just a little bonus rack? Another consolation rack for Spectredawn, or is he suddenly going to find his break? He has to. He is on the brink. There's no other way back than forward. Oh Jesus, he's back in again. Well, he's sticking to this centre brake. No joy by the look of it. And again, the worst case scenario. It's all over. He's left Albie plumbing the one. Maybe a little drawback for the two. 3 balls in the open into the bottom right hand corner. 4 ball over the well. As Steve says, extended from the side pocket it is. But other than that, everything's there. Everything has a pocket to go in. And if ever you want the message driven home about the brake having to, well, hang on a minute, I thought he caught the jaw there. Well, it's poor Spectredawn because it hasn't worked for him tonight, and just when he needed it most, it deserted him again anyway. And what's worse about it is left a pretty good table for Albie to seal the deal. Well, this is now a problem. The problem is the angle on the 4, the problem is the 8 and the 9, and the problem is the 7 guarding a path to the 5 ball. So Spectredawn better get ready here. This might not quite be last chance saloon yet, but it might be coming. I'll be stuck to the rail. You remember it was talking about earlier on, that limits what you can do with the cue ball, because you can't get enough of the cue ball, and he's just trying to find the gap, and that's about all he could do. So although he's hampered, he's guaranteed a shot in the 5, doesn't need to do anything with the cue ball other than pot the 5. He might want to bump it off the rail and come up into the table a wee bit. Well, this is possibly just going to be dead weight again as well. He doesn't want to finish on top of the 8 ball though. He's well away from that, so the only final thing here is coming across the table far enough, or in a line where he can either draw off the 8 behind the 9, or where he's on this side of the 8 and he can pot the 8 and come around for the 9. He doesn't want to really run into it. It's a usual story. You know, there's easy ways to do it, and then there's slightly more complicated ways to do this. So if he's straight, well, you see, he can go forward and just spin off the short rail and come back. So he's fine. It is all over. And Spectredawn didn't do an awful lot wrong, if you're going to be critical, but where he was let down was the brake. Simple as that. And Albinario as solid as ever, and he gets to yet another final with a win of 13 racks to 7. So confirmation we will have, if we can hit the link. We have a final, and the final, of course, inevitably, we have Cobra, or Albinario in this case, up against Cobra in the final. If we can get that to bloody scroll down. There we are. Cobra and Albinario. And the deadline, what did I say the deadline was? I never even looked at it before I cleaned it off the screen. The deadline for that is, when is it? June the 5th. So that's, this is the 30th, 31st, so there's like 6 days for that match to get played. So there's time, and no doubt the proposals will be sent in. So it's Albinario and Cobra again, and the final is a race to 25, so it's a longer run, more chances for things to happen. It can go backward and forward, and we'll look forward to that when it happens. And that is it, folks. So well done to Albinario, well done to Spectredawn for getting as far as he did. a good backup to what he did in the 10 ball, but he's still yet to win one. And really, as long as Albinario and Cobra's in these tournaments, it's going to be really tough for anybody to win them. You've got to really be playing well. We've seen some great performances by players in the tournament, but you've got to sustain it. And Cobra and Albinario are the players where they might have a bad match, they might end up on the loser's side, but they'll pretty much get back on the rails and hang in there and battle all the way, and that's why you've got the two of them in the final again. So that will be to come. I hope you can join us for it whenever that will be. I'll keep an eye out for it. Hopefully it's going to be a suitable time. I would think it would be, with the two guys just having an hour's time zone difference between them. There should be a suitable time that they can get it set up. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to head to bed, because it's now past my bedtime. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully, for some Friday night 9 ball. Hopefully we get some more people in it. And so until then, thanks for your company, guys. Take care, and I'll bid you good night and see you again soon.